Hey there, Heidi Cooper here, functional medicine practitioner, licensed esthetician from Skin Side Out. Today I want to talk to you guys about dairy, gluten, and sugar. They are the biggest culprits that I have seen clinically in my practice over the past several years for all sorts of skin conditions and health conditions. So, because of their inflammatory response in the body, you can have situations all the way from acne, eczema, psoriasis, even puffiness in the face or the eyes. I know many years ago, my eyes were so puffy all the time and I thought it was salt, and lo and behold, when I took gluten out, it changed that dramatically. So these food items can create such an inflammatory response in the body. We see it throughout the skin. And then I always question, what is it doing internally if we're seeing that externally? So if you're a client of mine, you've heard me say this before, something I really encourage people to do, and I encourage you to do this if you haven't tried it before, is to do a 2-week elimination diet where you take dairy, gluten, and sugar completely out of your diet. Now, it doesn't matter if you have small amounts of dairy, gluten, and sugar. We want you to remove it entirely, because I always explain to people there is a delayed response that can happen in the body that can take up to 72 hours to occur. So even having it 1 or 2 times a week can keep that response, that inflammatory response, going all the time. And so when you remove those items entirely for 2 weeks, it gives a much better gauge of how the body is responding to dairy, gluten, and sugar. And for the most part anymore, if you look at a food label, and of course I'm always going to encourage whole food items, but most of the food labels that you look at these days will tell you if you've got dairy or gluten, because they are such big allergens anymore. They'll be listed on the label. And if you have questions about what, dairy is anything from cow's milk, any milk, cheese, yogurt. Gluten is the protein found in wheat, so any types of bread, pasta, crackers, any of that sort of thing. And if you have any further questions about what that looks like, feel free to reach out. But I really encourage you to take inventory of how you're feeling and what's going on with the skin. Do that 2-week elimination diet and really take notice. One of my favorite things that I love to see is people making that correlation about what they're intaking dietarily and how that's impacting their health and how they feel and what's going on with their skin as well. So I would like to do a challenge maybe after the Labor Day weekend here, where we start on Tuesday and maybe as a group go through a 2-week elimination diet where we take dairy, gluten, and sugar out of the diet for you to really see the difference there and what kind of an impact it can make, and you can make the correlation yourself. So hope that was some helpful information for you. We've seen some really remarkable results with removing those inflammatory items from the diet over the years. It's a great place to start if you've never tried taking all of those out at one time. It can be immensely powerful. So hope that was some helpful information for you. Health and happiness. Have a super fantastic day. Thanks so much.